My name is Mark Mandika. I'm the executive director of the Amphibian Foundation. Yes, the Amphibian Foundation is an Atlanta-based nonprofit. We started in 2016 to focus on endangered amphibians here in the southeastern United States.
Thank you so much, Mark. So my first question is, what is a horned frog? The actual horned frog, if you could please explain that to us.
Yes, it'd be my pleasure. So when I hear horned frog, I think of this group of frogs called the horned frogs. The scientific term is the Ceratophryidae, and it's a group of very comical and highly aggressive frogs from South America, and they are known for having very big appetites and mouths, but very small limbs. So they look very round and helpless, but they're really quite voracious. And they just wait for things that they want to eat to walk by them, and then they bite them. So that's what they do.
Thank you, Mark. And I know you explained a little bit about how they look. I guess how would you describe their, the outer layer? How do they look to the common eye?
The reason why they're called horned frogs is because most of the species in that family have these protuberances, or that could be called horns, over the eyes, and they look kind of like eyelashes, but they also look like horns. I often hear horned frogs. I have to clarify because sometimes people are referring to this horned lizard, which has some similarities in appearance to the frog, but is wholly different because the horned lizard is a reptile, and otherwise it's a completely different beast. But sometimes you'll see the lizard referred to as the horned frog or even the horny toad. It's not a toad either, so it can be a little confusing. But I think all these animals share a similar attitude, and maybe that's why they're grouped in together. Horned lizards are found in Texas, so that is most likely why they were elevated to mascot for that university. And I'm really happy to see that university is choosing to elevate them in such a way, because they're really special lizards.
Of course, and Mark, could you speak to, I know that the horned frog, you mentioned that is not endangered, but that the horned lizard is. Could you speak to, how they're endangered?
Sure. Well, yes, the horned lizard is it's struggling. So it's in decline in certain areas, and there are other species of horned lizard as well. And they're all related, but some of them are doing extremely poorly. And so we work with endangered amphibians. We work right on the front line with some of the species that are declining quite rapidly, and it can be very problematic. So we're very grateful to work with partners who are conscious and wanting to make a difference for some of these species that most people don't even think twice about, to be honest. But they're disappearing, and at some point they could be gone, and then it'll be too late.